So what's wrong? What's really wrong with everything is the water is trapped in the time particle. It's too dense. The density of the time particle is too great, and that the water is damaged and corrupted because it's got too much oil mixed up in it, in the film. The boundary between laminar and turbulent flow is critical, and it's a critical velocity. If you take water and you just bubbling along and you accelerate it, it lowers, its water level lowers. It reaches a critical speed, and the flow becomes straight line, and so the water level drops. At the front edge of that, in quantum, it does it again, twice. It does it for sound. There's a critical velocity for sound, and then there's a critical velocity for light. The critical velocity for light is entirely two-dimensional. It's x and y. It creates the z-plane through the interaction of x and y. And it's the fixed point, moves through 3 locations. 1 start point, round the circumference to 2, and it jumps over half that distance to the center, 3. 3 fixed points, 1 moment in time, at critical velocity. But it's dependent on the density. So that if the critical velocity falls lower, density increases. And what happens is that the film of oil is forced further into the water in the time particle. So there's more carbon in the hydro than there should be. And so what enters the system is a corrupted water that's corrupted, and the atmosphere becomes corrupted. What we breathe becomes corrupted, and how we behave becomes corrupted. And so if you go back to the engineering of the bridge, what you do to increase the velocity is you reduce the floor level of the riverbed. So if you've got a bridge and you want to get a boat underneath it, what you do is you raise the level of the bed. And what happens is that it's critical flow, the water level below the bridge drops, and the boat comes along and it sails under and goes back up again. Like magic. And so it's exactly the same. That we actually need to make an adjustment to the timing. We have to choose to make this adjustment. Understand the engineering and make the adjustment. And it's as simple as I just described it to you. That the motion of the 3 fixed points is critical, must be to 2 pi real, 2 pi natural, absolute perfect balance. And if it's not, things go wrong. And we can fix it. So when I rang up a radio station yesterday to speak to a journalist, and this has been my story of 3 years, I knew what would happen. The moment I mention that the truth coming out will stop the genocide, and she says, what is the truth? The researcher, what is the truth? And I say, the earth is the centre of reality. She put the phone down on me. Yeah, I know, the biggest story, trying to give him to a journalist who since Brexit has been at least a voice of reason, even if his technique is poor. His heart is pure. No, it wouldn't have the story. So it's clear evidence to me that you need to choose this. Find a way to bring to the evidence. Bring yourself to the information. And just choose to fix it. Through the experiments of going within. It's easy. And the protest that we can do, the lockdown, is merely just disengage as much as possible. Quietly quitting, yeah? But really, don't do it quietly, actively quietly quit. And see the effect it has. Just disengage from the system. And then you can stand and look at it properly. And the more you disengage and look with critical thinking skills, you'll go, bloody hell, I want to be distanced from that. There's 5% of the people running this planet. 95% of us are saying, no chance. We're not doing this story again. We're not going down a war again. We'd have borders, racial borders, and the whole world. Everywhere. If that principle is established, that's what we're going to get. It's immigration everywhere. Right, then you just go. Enforced cultural stereotypes in each bordered land, yeah? Oh, fucking hell. Nigel Farage had hard on for hours, yeah? Sorry. There you go. So that's the answer. Pick it up or not.